All right, you guys, it's the final week where all 32 NFL teams are playing. We got props for you. We plan on cashing out. There's no fantasy because your fantasy championship should be over. I made it to the championship and lost. My boy dropped 201 points on me. I think everyone in his team had 20 points. It was very rough. I had 125 in each week of the playoffs. Can't really complain with that, but Jake's a good man. And we split the pot 60-40 instead of the original payouts. So I'm happy with it. And on to next season. So I'll have 3 props for you, and he will have 3 props for you. Seb, kick us off.
I think we should change up the draft location. I think Hooters is like bad little huck for me, so we're just gonna change it up.
Maybe an Airbnb.
Yeah, I think we should change it up because I don't feel the vibe no more. You know what I'm saying? All right, my first prop, I'm going to Baker Mayfield over 228.5 pass yards. This man has proved him wrong all season, and I love it. I told you guys about him. He is the guy in Tampa for right now. Maybe not next season, but for right now, he's that guy. He has gone over this mark the last 3 games, no less than 55 yards, okay? So every game, he's had at least 283 in the last 3 games that he's gone over this.
So he's gone over this by at least 55 yards. Damn.
At least 55 yards in the last 3 games. And 2 of those games, he went over 300. Okay, the Panthers only allow 175.1 pass yards a game, however. So this could be a little sketchy, and I could see that. But the Bucs are in a must-win to make the playoffs. If they lose and the Saints win, they're out the playoffs. There's something else that has to happen too. But they're in a must-win. Panthers literally have nothing to play for. They don't have the number 1 pick because they traded it away. So it doesn't matter if they lose or win. They don't even have a pick in the top 6, top 7.
They don't have a pick the whole first round.
Yeah, exactly. So Panthers literally have nothing to play for except in-season incentives that the players might have. But Baker will have to take deep shots downfield because the Panthers don't have anything to play for. I think that this game turns into a close one. The Bucs are going to be in a situation where, unfortunately, they're going to have to launch it down deep to their 2-star wideouts. And another thing is I don't see Baker being able to hold the ball too long. He has a rib injury. He's questionable to play, okay? Now, I know that he's questionable to play. I still took this prop, though. But if he has a rib injury, would you hold the ball in the pocket? No. Would you try to, go out and, scramble? No. So he's going to be getting this out really quick. The run game for Tampa Bay has not been looking good the last 3 weeks. I don't see them running the ball, but also I see a scenario where they do have a script to run the ball. But again, like I said, this is going to be a close game, and Baker Mayfield is going to have to launch it downfield. I think they're going to be playing down most of the game.
He also has contract bonuses in if he's top 10 in passer rating, passer yards, or passing touchdowns. Each one of those he hits, he gets more bonuses. So it's not a bad one, and yes, I do think the Panthers are going to come to play and try to upset the Bucs.
That's what it's the last game of the year. Whatever the team is, 2-20, or it doesn't matter. They still want to win to end the year. It's a home game for the Panthers. You want to win to go into next season feeling good about yourself, right? So Panthers will not make this easy. Also, if you don't feel confident in this prop, you could hit Rachaad White's prop on rush yards. Okay, the Panthers are not a good rush defense.
No.
They allowed 142 to Travis Etienne last week. Travis Etienne is obviously way more dominant than Rachaad White is, but it's still a running back. The week before, they allowed over 100. Panthers are not a good rush even. So if you don't like my Baker prop, take Rachaad White over on rush yards. So I'm going to give you guys those 2, but I'm going to support this one instead because I like this one a little bit more. Also, his line is set really, really low. He could definitely hit this before the first half is over. So
those are your 2 props?
No. Okay. It's my one, but I just offered
you got a recommendation. I like it.
For my 4 p.m. prop, Andres Carlson, over 6.5 kicking points, okay? He has hit this mark in his last 5 games. And he's hit no less than 8 points in that stretch. Packers are in a must-win game.
Yes, they are.
And it is in Lambeau Field. Okay? The Bears have absolutely nothing to lose as they have the Panthers pick. Okay? Literally nothing to lose at all. I think the Bears are guaranteed a top 3 pick at this point. Okay?
They're guaranteed the number 1 pick, I'm pretty sure.
I think, yeah.
They clinched the number 1 pick.
Yeah. Okay, so Bears clinched the number 1 pick. Bears have absolutely nothing to lose, and they will love to win and end the year on a high note. Again, another team that has a lot going into next season, a lot of questions, and they just want to end it and just be like, okay, let's feel good going into next season. Also, Justin Fields has a big question mark over him. He needs to perform in this game, and what better way of telling the franchise, I'm your guy, by beating the Packers in Lambeau Field and ending the Packers' playoff hopes and dreams. What better way to establish your role next season by doing that, okay? I see this game being a shootout, if I'm being honest. I see a lot of points being scored in this game. I see the Packers being in situations where they're going to have to go for 3 points more rather than not. Last time these two teams played, the score was 38-20 for the Packers. That's a lot of points, and that's a lot of kicking points for Andreas Carlson. He had 8 points the last time they played the Bears, okay? And he only had 1 field goal in that game. I see at least 2 to 3 in this game since the Packers defense has gotten way stronger since the last time these two teams met. Okay, so again, Packers are on a must-win. The Bears want to end the year on a high note and end the Packers' dominance over them. Fields is fighting for his career, and they need to end on a win. So, Andrews Carlson, why not? Let's ride. All right, my Sunday night football, Raheem Mostert over a half rushing plus receiving touchdown.
Great.
I like this. In his last 5 games, he has scored a touchdown in every single game. And 3 of those games, he had 2 touchdown games. Last time these two teams played, the Bills absolutely ran over them, killed them. Raheem didn't score where he only had 7 attempts. And the Dolphins struggled to get into the red zone. This doesn't take away from the fact that the Bills' defense is super banged up, especially up front. Last week, they allowed a rush touchdown by Bailey Zappi at home. I'll just leave that there. This game is in Miami. It favors the Dolphins. Both teams are in a must-win. I think the Dolphins are in a more of a must-win. Or the Bills are more in a must-win.
If they win, they're in. If they lose, they're possibly out.
Yeah, I know. So
Miami's in either way.
It's going to be a all-out brawl, and I think you're going to expect to see both teams put out the best play calling all season. And when they get Raheem involved in the red zone, good things happen. So those are my 3 props. I'm going to switch it over to EJ's 3 props and see what we got.
Raheem has 19 touchdowns this year.
I know, right?
He was drafted as like RB 40-something.
Crazy. I love it. I love it. Raheem, bring it home for me, man.
All right, you guys. That brings you to my prop. And my first prop is Devin Singletary over 61.5 rushing yards. He needs 74 total yards to hit a $125,000 contract bonus. All right. Also, he needs another 165 rushing yards to hit another 125,000 contract bonus. And this line is set at 61.5. He can definitely get those numbers. He's playing a Colts defense that is ranked bottom 5 in the league with allowing 127 rushing yards per game. Once again, this line's at 61.5. That is 27th out of all 32 teams. His head coach is also DeMeco Ryans, who is a player's coach. He played 10 years in the league. He wants to see his starting running back start the year off strong with getting 125K. Like, let's be real. And then possibly another one. I like for Devin Singletary to go over 61.5 rushing yards against this Colts defense that is ranked pretty low in the league as a total.
That gives a player a lot of motivation for all the playoffs, too.
Yeah.
If you hit this at the end of the season and your team makes the playoffs, which I think the Texans are going to be in the playoffs.
If they win.
If they win, right? So
they do want to win.
You know, that gives a player a huge motivation for all the playoffs. So the Texans could be scary if he hits this.
125K. Man, twice he can get 250K.
It could. I mean, it's still going to be taxed, so it's not like he's going to get the whole thing, right? Because the teams, I saw this thing on TikTok. This one NFL player, he broke down what he actually gets. So they don't actually get that, but they still get a good chunk of it. But there's percentages that go to the team.
50% is 60K.
They get taxed. I think
they get taxed 30-40%.
Yeah. Okay, and then there's 2% that goes to the team. There's 2% that goes here and there. So they don't really get that, but you're looking at at least 85 to 100K for him.
And you don't know how his write-offs are. He might have a whole bunch of kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, so brings my next prop, and I'm staying in that Packers-Bears game, but I'm going to the other side, and I'm going Justin Fields over 258 passing plus rushing yards.
Okay.
So total yards. He's gone over this mark in 4 out of the last 5 games. He's picked up steam since he's gotten injured. He's playing for his job, and I think he'd like to spoil the Packers' playoffs hope for a second year in a row, as the Packers will lose to a division opponent to get out of the playoffs in Lambeau Field, as they lost to the Lions last year. Yeah, I think this game has that feeling to it.
It does. A lot of games do this week.
He's also averaging 266 yards per game over that 5-game span. Okay. And the Green Bay Packers defense is very banged up. They're getting stronger, but the last 3 weeks, they have given up 265 passing yards per game through the air. That is insane. For the last 3 games, 265. You need 258.5 passing and rushing. And last time Justin Fields played this team, he had 275 total yards, passing, and rushing combined. I think he goes over that 258 mark.
I'm going to add something to that. If you guys don't know about the Jair Alexander drama that's going on right now, that could play a big factor. They suspended Jair last week. The team suspended Jair last week. That's going to be in his head like, all right, so it's just how y'all feel about it?
I think he might shut down DJ Moore.
Okay, but
I think Fields goes over.
He does go over for sure, but I think Jair is not going to care much because he's a free agent and they suspended him. Point. Right.
Also, the Green Bay has a really bad rush defense.
Oh, they're the worst in the league.
They're really bad.
Worst in the league, and I saw this thing on ESPN. It was, quote, Packers can't stop the damn run. So
Justin Fields is running quarterback. I don't think they're giving it all to Khalil Herbert if they want to spoil the Packers' hopes. And Aaron Rodgers said, we still own them. So he still says we.
And like I said, Bears have literally nothing to lose. They have the number 1 pick. They have nothing to lose, man.
I think they want to spoil. I like the Bears to win this game, to be honest with you.
Put some cash on it on Hard Rock if you feel confident, Dan.
I need to get set up on that app, man.
I can help you out.
All right. Sunday Night Football. Josh Allen, over 245 passing yards.
Oof.
I was very confused on why this prop was very low, but I can see it because the Bills are running a little bit more. But last time he played the Dolphins, he got 320 passing yards. And
that was in Buffalo.
Yeah, this is in Miami. Yeah. It's going to be nice. Good weather.
Yeah,
and last week, they gave up over 320 passing yards to Lamar Jackson. You need Josh Allen to go over 245 in a game that is set at 49.5 over-under. That's pretty nuts. It's a pretty high-scoring game. And like I said, Josh Allen had 320 last time he played. Lamar had over 320 last game against the Dolphins. That's 75 yards over what this mark is set at. I don't see why Josh Allen isn't going to air out the ball in a game that they must win. If they win, they could possibly get the 2 seed and the division. If they lose, they're possibly out of the playoffs. Crazy scenario. Sunday Night Football, I think Josh Allen.
I can stay up for this game. I think I'm going to, too, because, man, this game's going to be huge.
It's a playoff game.
It is a playoff game. It's going to have that playoff atmosphere to it. And I think the Dolphins win, though. I do. And I think this is a perfect way to end the Bills. I think the Bills lose, and then everything that I said in our season prediction episode is going to come true. Okay, it's going to be the end of the Bills. Everyone's going to be gone except Josh Allen. I really
Diggs
think
is gone.
I really
I mean, James Cook will be there.
I really think that this game is the end of the Bills. I really do think that. Like I truly do. And man, you know what? Y'all don't make the playoffs now. Why would your star wide receiver stay?
I mean, it may be the end of the Diggs, but they still got Dalton Kincaid, James Cook,
I understand that.
Matt
And
Milano.
people are expecting Kincaid to have a breakout year next season because they think, Diggs is really going to, bounce. I told you guys, that preseason beef that he and Josh Allen had is really not over. And it's been proven.
It started in the playoffs last year.
It's not over. It never ended. They're just, told what to say to all the press. Like, yeah, everything's fine, Nothing's really fine. I think that they still got it going on, and it's been showing up. When's the last time Diggs hit a 100+ yard game?
He didn't have an over. I can't answer that, but I mean I can answer that with this. He didn't have over 10 PPR points in fantasy football the whole month of December.
So you tell me.
So the whole month of December.
So you tell me, are those two on a good tie with each other? Absolutely not. If they lose this game, it's over. I'm telling you, it's over. And I think, Diggs goes somewhere out west. So let's hope it's not Dallas.
Dallas is like Midwest, but okay.
It's the West. It's the West,
but
it's the West.
It's all right.
I think he goes to Texas, though. Bold prediction. I think he does.
I hope so.
Screw it.
That would be nice.
Well,
Dell, Diggs.
Well, Tank Dell's out for half the year at least next season. So
you think so?
Yeah, he got hurt bad, dude.
He broke his leg.
Yeah, broke his
he
leg.
He didn't tear nothing.
He broke his leg. That's
it's
at
bone
least...
though, so it's not as bad as soft tissue.
I think Nico Collins and Diggs is just enough for you next season. And
I need
Schultz.
Tank Dell, bro. I got him in Dynasty.
Okay, well, I'm sorry to break it to you. Week 18, this is it. Playoffs are coming up, and we are going to be ramping up our props. Let's hope we cash out Let's hope we hit a 6-man, because this is our last 6-man. Well, after next week, there's no more 6-mans for NFL this year. So we got to cash out sooner or later. We'll see you guys in the playoffs.
Peace.